Déjà vu French, déjà vu is the feeling that one has lived through the present situation before. The phrase translates literally as already seen, although some interpret déjà vu in a paranormal context. The fundamental idea of the many-world theory goes back to Hugh Everett 1957. Is that there are myriads of worlds in the universe in addition to the world we are aware of. In particular, every time a quantum experiment with different possible outcomes is performed, all outcomes are obtained, each in a different world, even if we are only aware of the world with the outcome we have seen. The same idea had occurred to Erwin Schrödinger half a decade earlier. As Schrödinger used to point out to anyone who would listen, there is nothing in the equations, including his famous wave equation, about collapse. In this theory to explain why we only see one outcome of an experiment, a dead cat or a live cat, not a mixture, a superposition of states. But because we only detect one outcome, one solution to the wave function, that need not mean that the alternative solutions do not exist. Let me explain this in layman's language. Let's take for instance here Jack, who is going about his life, like any other human being. He has two lovely girlfriends, Emma and Jane. Let us now consider the future of Jack. There are three possibilities to this event occurring. 1. He marries Emma. 2. He remains a bachelor. 3. He marries Jane. At this juncture of him making this decision, the universe splits into all three possibilities. But we, who knew Jack, witnessed only one outcome of this decision. But that does not mean the other possibilities did not happen. It did happen, but in different universe where this was played out. Every time we make an important life-altering decision, the universe splits into respective possibilities, with all probabilities played out to full extent, without exception. This many-world theory is not a 20th century idea. In fact, it is an idea that is almost tens of thousands of years old, the roots of which can be found in oldest Hindu literature, where the creation of this universe was first explained. It was first mentioned in Brahma Samhita as a Sanskrit Pancaratra text, believed to be compiled by Lord Brahma. Later it was translated and explained thoroughly, in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is believed to be written about 5,000 years ago, roughly 3000 BC. Brahma Samhita 5.48 explains. Mahavishnu, who is lying in the spiritual casual ocean, in his great affair from pores of his skin and in a single breath creates countless universes. This clearly explains where the modern scientists got the idea of multi-universe, quite recently. These multi-universe are, again, entered by Mahavishnu, in the form of Garbhodakasa Vishnu, who is in charge of each individual universe. We must understand that the names mentioned here are used to identify the powerful pure conscious energy that is responsible for the creation, and is the main creative force behind the creation. Mahavishnu, again, after creating multiple universes from his pores, enters again into each individual universe's Garbhodakasa Vishnu. And Garbhodakasa Vishnu further divides into Ksharodakasa Vishnu and is the center of each galaxy, from whose navel Lord Brahma, creative energy, takes birth. And Ksharodakasa Vishnu further divides and enters each atom, and is situated in nucleus of every atom as Karnodakasa Vishnu. This explains the spring theory, which gives individual characteristics for each atom, which I will try to explain in another video. Center of each galaxy is powerful gravitational force that hold the arms of the galaxy and turns it around, in a circular motion, slowly swallowing the stars. At its center, This galaxy, whose arms look like petals of a flower, is termed as a lotus flower, from which creative force Brahma is given birth. You may be thinking, why such details? Are they necessary? Without understanding the basic forces that created this universe, it would be difficult to understand how our consciousness works. Here he is, Jack, who now due to his decisions has been living in multiple universes at the same time. In Vedic literature, time is mentioned as river that flows uninterrupted from beginning to its end. Here Jack is living multiple lives at the same time in different universes. Time on Jack's watch in all universes is more or less the same, except difference of few seconds to few minutes. Since everything, multiple universes, multiple galaxies, living and non-living, spring from a single supreme consciousness, since we are part of this same creation, we are all connected to the same supreme consciousness. So Jack, even though living in multiple universes at the same time, is somehow aware of his existence in more than one place. Let's consider this scenario of our Jack in 3 universes. As usual, it's morning, and Jack is up. It's time to leave for work. In Universe 1, Jack has reached the tree, under which he sees a black cat. Time on his watch is 9:05. In Universe 2, Jack reaches the tree at 9:04, 1 minute late. After seeing the cat, his consciousness tells him that this has happened before, or he has seen this before. This is déjà vu. In Universe 3, Jack is late, and somehow he gets a feeling he will see a black cat under a tree. This is precognition. In all 3 universes, Jack consciousness is connected because he is part of same single creation. We are only behaving how Supreme Consciousness does. We at minute level are creators ourselves. We create outcomes of our world by our own actions. Our single consciousness splits into multiple consciousness and lives in multiple universes at the same time, living out all probabilities at the same time. We live our lives completely into full potential in all possible scenarios with nothing given to chance. Though we may begin our lives at a single moment in time of this universe, in due course of time we take our lives in different direction as per our decision, even though that decision was our own or forced upon us. After living our lives in all possible probabilities in multiple universes, we end it more or less at the same time. Every individual is unique in this universe. There is no one like you anywhere else in this universe. We live out all possible outcome of this story in one single lifetime. What I am saying is that there was only one Mahatma Gandhi. There was only one Jack Kennedy. There was only one Martin Luther King. Did you happen to see these personalities again? Did you come across anybody who are like them in any way? No. There is no one like you in this universe. Give it your best shot.